DreamHack Masters Winter is brought to you by Intel, Corsair, Monster Energy, MSI, and U.S. Air Force.
Man, that intro always fires me up. And we're going to go over to North America now, Blood. I'm looking forward to getting into this one. It's NACS. It's often been a meme around the world, but they have gotten better. And I'm really looking forward to getting into this region. You know, we're used to only seeing the likes of Liquid, the likes of EG, and they're over here playing in the European tournament. But now we get to see what NA has to offer. It's going to be Triumph versus Rebirth. And what's your initial thoughts on this matchup?
I won't lie, like most NA matchups tend to happen a little too late for me. It is 4:40 a.m. right now for me in the morning. So like NA match is something I do miss up. We can take a look at the brackets though. I do believe we can maybe talk a bit about the teams here, which should be coming up. But yeah, for me, it's more of an unknown thing. Like you said, apart from Liquids and EGs and Furious and whatnot, I'm not too well versed with some of these teams. However, a couple of these names I do know. I do know a Chaos. I do know a Triumph. Rugrats and Rebirth are more like, I look at the results on HLTV when I wake up in the morning. That's about it. I won't lie.
Yeah, well, you take a look at these teams, right? And you know Chaos, you know Triumph. Rebirth and Rugrats, they're two teams that are a little bit inconsistent. Rugrats are actually really fun to watch. Now, I got to catch a few of those games over in a couple of the other tournaments that were played out over the ESL events. And they're pretty exciting to watch at times, Rugrats. So I'm looking forward to seeing those guys in action as we fade out of the bracket. Some cool stuff going on. But that's Group A. We'll take a look at Group B. Now, it's the Brazilians. And you got Team 1, you got here, the New England Whalers, and Mythic. Now, these matchups, you know, we take a look at those and we definitely see some pretty close affairs. I think all these teams will be very familiar with each other. They've all been stuck in the same region, played against each other day in, day out for the past few months now, or the entire year, it feels like, Bless. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be seeing some close affairs, I think, in the North American division.
Absolutely. You don't see any of those big names, right? Because most of them are in EU right now. So it's a great opportunity for some of these teams to clinch those points, get that prize money as well. And if you ask me, I feel like it's up in the air. You can have a good game. Triumph, for example, they rose to prominence recently by taking on Liquid and reaching the finals of IEM. Was it Beijing? I think it was Beijing, right? Or was it New York? I forget. Doesn't really matter. One of the
They all blend into one. They really do.
At this year, point, it's like every
tournament an absolute blur. And when you take a look at these games, I mean, it's got to be exhausting for some of these players, right? Because you're constantly playing against each other. And so if you're trying to find something new, your opponent knows exactly what you're doing because you're the only teams you can practice against as well. That's something a lot of people forget about, right? These are the only teams you've got to scrim against, never mind compete against in the actual tournament. So they do know each other very, very well, Blair. And getting into this matchup overall, which team really jumps out? I think there's no question it's got to be Triumph, right? That's the team everybody's looking at coming into this one. This is the team to beat. And when I take a look at Triumph, to me, the player that stands out is definitely Junior based on recent performances on that AWP. A lot of talk about him going to some potential other teams. And so this guy's looking real solid.
He is. I hope he's recovered his skins. I did see on Twitter that his Steam account got hacked and he lost a lot of his skins. Hopefully he's got that back. It's looking good. Of course, we also have Wills. I'm not too sure. No, I'm not too sure how to pronounce his name, but he is the new addition for this team. But they had Moose, of course. He retired for the other game after their run in IEM Beijing, and Wills has come in, who did have a pretty good stint in New England Wales. I'm taking a look at my notes here. 3 months in New England Whalers and a 1.14 rating. So pretty impressive stuff. I'm looking to see what he can do here in the shoes left behind by Moose, who was the second highest rated player with his team while he was playing.
Yeah, big shoes to fill. Looking forward to seeing what he can do on the server. I think everybody in NA is starting to make a bit more of a name of themselves here in 2020 due to having to play against all the top teams all the time, right? And they've taken some great results recently, beating Liquid, looking real solid. A lot of highlight reels across social media. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this team has to offer as we get into this matchup. And when you take a look at Triumph, you know these players, you want to hear from them, and we're going to hear from them right now. We've got an interview, hear their thoughts coming into this matchup.
Entries out long into A. Junior forced back by the Molotov. Nice shot and twist, but there's so many more. Junior up for the task, up for the triple, and then he's now being split from the catch and the long. Junior with the ball.
Wow. What a monstrous hold from Junior.
We've been preparing for DreamHack Masters Winter the same as we prepare for any other tournament. I mean, we come in expecting to win and preparing for our opponents, and we expect playoffs to be really the bare minimum for us.
Here's the wrap for Shake. Good line up. Three. Shake Zilla making this eco work. That was nothing for Triumph.
We definitely expect to win the game versus Rebirth. I think anything short of playoffs in this event is below our expectations, and then this is an event that you know, we definitely think we should probably be making finals in, and that's what we're going to aim for.
Well, high expectations coming into this event. I think justifiably so. This team has looked really good so far over in North America. They don't have the big dogs. They don't have Liquid. They don't have EG. They don't have Furia. They don't have these big NA teams they've got to try and take down. And so I feel like this team are in a pretty good spot right now to potentially go and win this tournament if they can take down Chaos. I'm looking forward to seeing them in action. I love this team for the interviews they give play. I don't know if you got to catch in the interviews Junior gives, man, but he gives you a lot of insight.
Now that's great. You do want to have a good player, you know, a good interviewee on the team, right? And I feel like we found a good one for Ents. Dota was fantastic.
He was really good, yeah.
Way more, you know, spoken compared to, let's say, good old Alu or Sunny. For me, though, is their opponents, Rebirth. They like living up to the name. Every time we see them, it's a new lineup.
Yeah. Man, the consistency is just not there for Rebirth, whether it be results or whether it be rosters. But this team, I was kind of talking with Hugo and Harry, because obviously they've been out in the wild, right? They've been casting NA all year long. And look at the amount of players this team has, right? You don't really know which one it is. So we've got 6 people on the server. Exotic was a really solid player for them in a lot of the matches they were able to pick up. You know, Curry, that's probably one of the biggest storylines coming into this matchup is Curry used to play for Triumph not so long ago.
And it's going to be him playing with his old teammates. It's going to be an interesting storyline. Also, Curry, what a name. Gotta love it.
You do gotta love it. And while Exotic will be a highlighted player, 73.4 ADR, a rating of 1.01. This guy has been pretty impressive. I think this player has a little bit of a history online in North America. He's a very solid online player. So this is the perfect era for him to be able to pop off, right? And we're going to take a closer look and really get to hear how things are going on in the Rebirth camp. Because who knows, really, with all the changes.
That's pretty cool. Oh, Curry, 3D tags all onto Tarek, and he's going to go for the clutch, go for Breezy, more damage done, but Breezy is hiding out, going wide, and Curry's got the 1-on-3. That's incredible.
And it's all left onto Curry, but Curry's been good in the clutch, and they don't check for him. He gets away with that one. Curry is low, but he wins it out. Curry with the double. Almost the spray transfer down into the pit as well. Maluki having a duck beneath it. Curry goes back out for more. What a mad lad, 13 HP, and he's like, yeah, I'll fight you. I'll fight you in the car park right now. Oh, and another one. This guy's a tank.
Well, Curry might be fighting in the car park, but Rebirth fighting on the server now as well. Curry did a lot of work for this team, and to be honest, you know, he is a very impressive player. We did get to see him over in Triumph do a lot of work. Unfortunately, his time in that team did come to an end, but seems to be doing a good bit of work here in the team for Rebirth. Maybe he can give some insight into maybe some of the tendencies that go in against their opponents, but it's time for the vetoes play.
Yeah, I won't lie. I don't know which way this one's going to go. I guess Vertigo's going to be banned out by Triumph. That's something which they usually go for. Dust 2 and Train are 2 maps they don't really play either. There we go. Vertigo getting banned out. Nuke being banned out by the side of Rebirth. I guess an Inferno pick coming in for Triumph, maybe. it's for me, it's more like they can literally pick any map they want, and they're going to be very comfortable. And you have Mirage coming in. It's the best map for Rebirth in the past 3 months or so. So I guess they're just going to stick with what they're good at.
Yeah.
There we go. Inferno coming in. I expect Dust 2 to be maybe banned out here by Triumph. I don't know who's going to be banning Nuke. If it goes Nuke, I'll be... Sorry, Nuke got banned out earlier on. I guess Overpass as a decider, maybe. I won't lie. I don't expect map number 3 coming.
Well, there it goes. I think when you take a look at this video overall, it's starting to look pretty okay right now for Triumph, right? You take a look at the map pool, they're very comfortable on the 2 maps, first maps that are being played right now. You know, it's not a bad map statistically for Rebirth, but then again, they only have 1 map where they have above a 50% win rate on. So, I mean, it's in the top 3 there, but they haven't really got the best statistics to go on. And when it comes to a team like Rebirth, there's not much you really can go on if they're constantly changing and chopping. There's no consistency right there. But when you take a look at things, Blatt, I think you've got to favor Triumph coming into this based on the veto.
Based on everything else as well. Based on the players, based on the results. They're a team who have beaten Liquid. It was a big upset as well. So yeah, I'm just going to go the way of Triumph.
Well, I'm looking forward to getting this one underway. After the break, we'll be seeing Triumph take on Rebirth. Make sure you don't miss it. Triumph versus Rebirth. It's time to get North American Counter-Strike underway. I'm looking forward to getting into this one, boy. This is the secondary stream. We've got 2 running currently. If you want to catch more American Counter-Strike, you can head over to the A stream as well. There's an upset going on there, Blatt, at the moment.
Yeah, Rugrats taking down Chaos on map number 1. I do believe, unless I'm very much mistaken, that was the map coming in from Rugrats. So, impressive stuff. Chaos, I would say, would be the favorites right now in the NA side of things for DreamHack, but you know what? We can talk about it later on, Dinko. It's going to be map 1 going live here. Triumph starting on the CT side.
Ryan. Look at the amount of control he's just got, Bleb, and walking through those apartments. He just catches the timing as well. Every player's just gone through the underpass, and now he can just push through all the way through spawn, and so much control has been taken by Triumph right now. They're looking good in this pistol in terms of the control they should have. Comes down to these aim tools. Now, B-Wall's going to be checked around the corner. Curry with the immediate headshot. That starts things off well here. Triumph losing players. 4-pack following up. Phantom coming in, and finally, this flank paying off for Ryan.
Well, he just gets 1 kill. That's all on a penny. 1v4. Makes it a 1v3 bomb. Will be planted. And despite all the information being in the hands of Triumph, Dinko, it wasn't good enough. And Penny gets pushed down to 4 points of health. Is still duking it out. Still looking to take duels here. He wants to at least attempt to make them bleed. He actually finds 1. It's still looking very unlikely, though. As Phantom's just going to hop away, leaving, or rather, I think it's Exotic is just going to hop away, leaving Phantom on the side. Penny realizes he's not able to find the 3rd player, and with that, it's going to be Rebirth winning the round. That was a very clean take from Rebirth. Despite the fact that Triumph had everyone there, you saw the way B-Wills got taken down. Like, the flashbang was perfection, and they cleared every angle, and Triumph, despite having the stack towards A, it was a little... It wasn't that great a crossfire, if that makes sense. It had the players, but the crossfires weren't there.
We take a look at the start from Rebirth. I mean, they'll be happy with this pistol win. I think they're going to need to get off to a really good start and really build that momentum up. They're going to be playing with Exotic today. So yeah, he was a player that kind of took a miss for them, I think, in one of their previous games a while ago. So hopefully he can show up to the level we've seen from him before, because he has been very impressive. Flashes at the ready, smokes up on top, and now Shigzilla just hiding around the corner with this Deagle, hoping the players to walk through into his crosshair, and nothing coming in just yet. Instead, Rebirth taking their time, waiting for their time to strike. And all this is doing is actually giving him more time for Triumph to get into better positions, because these smokes are gone now.
and have one smoke remaining after this Dinko. Just the one smoke from the CDs, keeping them at bay. And now the one smoke. A lot of flashbangs to work with, though. They have the Mac in the hands of Carson, who can probably be a nuisance from Palace. And they're going to be using the final smoke for the top of connector. The flash is going to ring out. The Shake Zola with Deagle in hand, but it's going to get punched in the face by the AK-47.
Yeah, AK coming in swinging early on. Rebirth. That man advantage finally. It really does feel like they could have come into this round with no utility at all at this point. They're just really playing off the aim jewels. They threw all the smokes, but it was just like a magic trick, really. It's this, look, we didn't do anything with them. And now they start throwing over the top. Rebirth. They've actually just lost a player. Ryan just taking the head right off the top of Curry. And now Exotic doing a good bit of work. Galil capitalizing. 29 seconds left. Finally, the play into the A bomb site comes through. The Mag 10 taking the kill into B Wills. Ryan trying to catch more out. And it's just Junior left alone. Now, often talked about as the flashy AWPer in this team. Got Scout in his hands this time. And not really given much here, Black.
Not given much. Again, another 1v3. Junior. Looks like he's got his skins back. Ooh, nice shot in the 4-pack. It's making it expensive here. I like how Phantom and Carson aren't showing anything, forcing Junior to back away from the fight. Scout will be saved. No Kevlar though for him. Still looking to find something. Still looking to take away the every weapon for Rebirth. But Rebirth off to a great start. Although they did bleed a lot of players there. It for the 2 AKs will be salvaged. And for Triumph, it's going to be, it should be rather, a full eco here. Junior with the Scout could be a bit of nuisance. But Rebirth, okay, off to a good start. Maybe Dinko. I mean, we're seeing an upset, kind of an upset taking place towards on the mainstream. Are we going to see another one over here? You never know.
Upsets galore here on day one of DreamHack Masters. We have had some unbelievable scorelines coming through. Astralis losing, Liquid losing. And we nearly had a complexity going down to ends. And I don't want to make any predictions. Like you said, predictions suck right now. This is not what we want to do. And Exotic is just taking down Junior early on.
Exotic getting dinked down quite massively as Penny stands in the flames. Unfortunately, a Firewalker he is not. And it's going to be just a clean piece of armor. Shake Zilla with the Zeus looking to find something. Is he going to find something to dink up? No, he doesn't. He's just going to find a bullet in the head. 3-0 for Rebirth. A much cleaner round as well. They just lose to one player, Exotic. And now the buy is going to be coming in for Triumph. They do have the op in the hands of Junior. He had that fantastic highlight moment on Dust 2, if you remember, Dinko, with the ace on the A bomb side. Pretty much all by his lonesome.
Oh, yeah. Did Penny not steal the ace? I think it might have been. I think Penny stole it away, right? Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't. What the problem was, Penny was alive, so it wasn't a 1v5. Penny died, like, and made it a 1v4. That's what I remember, because I do remember Harry getting a little bit annoyed at Penny for being alive, but that was what it was.
I don't think I've ever heard Harry annoyed. Like, he doesn't ever.
When I say annoyed, I mean a little bit unhappy.
Penny, why have you done that? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Harry just sounds so happy. Like, you could punch him in the face, it'd still sound happy.
He's like, thanks, blah.
his groans of pain would still sound cheerful. Which the guy's he's a legend. But here we go, Dinko. First real test.
There's Molly. Oh, there's another Molly. Shakes alone. Runs from fire into fire and loses his head. And while 5v4 man advantage in play for Rebirth, bomb planted as well. This is not looking good for Triumph at all. They have not been able to do anything just yet. And this time is ticking. 4-pack, not a 6-pack. He's going to find himself the missed shot.
Curry's not going to miss his shots, though. He's going to find one onto his ex-teammates. Quick trades, but still. Rebirth, 3-2. Carson flashes up high, trying to delay this retake, and Junior's going to do nothing. I don't know what the hell Shake Zulu was doing there, Dinko. Just going for the solitary duel. He knew there was a Molotov there. Just runs out in the open. 2 players shooting at him, burning alive. I mean, just...
Yeah, that was strange.
Yeah.
He left his covered position. You have 2 options. You either go right into a smoke and stay alive, or you leave a Molotov and go left into the open into another Molotov, and he decides to go left. So yeah, a little strange. Maybe he thought he could go down and, you know, die but get 1 and 2 kills before doing so. Maybe that's the thought process behind that, but not the most likely scenario to work out for him.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a 5v5. You haven't lost any players yet. There's no need to really go for a play like that to, you know, maybe neutralize a man advantage your opponents have or something of that nature. So, a bit surprising. Rebirth, once again, is a bomb site. It's working out for them, and they're going to go for it once more. Junior does have the deagle. Penny with the boost. Spots a player crossing over, and the deagle's going to find the kill. In fact, it's going to be Ryan getting the frag, stealing away from Penny. And early man advantages. Ryan's going to drop on in straight into Sandwich and finds a kill. But 4-Pack and Phantom, they reply back. It's a 3v2 man advantage somehow for Triumph. And bear in mind, Dinko Jr. has got that AWP towards Tollbooth.
He does, and that nade is going to go over the top. Phantom has dropped down to 50 HP. 4-Pack has come in with a kill. Ryan is out of that. Junior looking for another front spawn. 45 seconds left. 2v2. North American Opera dropping back into spawn. The bomb is still down, so they still have time to reposition. And in fact, this is going to be a long-winded play, and I think they had to commit to it slightly earlier than this. So Junior is in towards Khan. Phantom is going to be in connect. Just holding that angle, and Junior will fall. All on Sheikh Zallah. The big flank coming through. Will he find anything from it? 4-Pack's not aware of this. He could get a knife kill. Comes down to the timing, though. 4-Pack's head might as well just fall off his shoulders. Comes down to the trigger. Disappointing. He misses the shot. He gets the lineup. Can he get all two? And it's down to just one more bullet. 9 seconds. Runs away. He can win the round just by hiding. Just run away. A plant's starting to come through, so he has to go and take this fight now. Immediate bomb plant coming through from 4-Pack. That's huge. And now Sheikh Zallah just playing the time. He thinks he's still in Palace, gets the right read, and the headshot from Sheikh Zallah. First round on the board for Triumph. Mental images on my screen right now, but nonetheless, it's Triumph that get the win.
How have they lost that, and how have Triumph won that? I don't even. Well played from Sheikh Zallah, though. He whiffs the shots, but then he connects on the guy getting the bomb down. Oh my lord. Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's a nifty wall bang. Ryan. Great shots from the man. Enabling Sheikh Zallah to get the clutch in the end. The AWP retrieved as well, dropped over onto the very capable hands of Junior. And if I'm not mistaken, Dinka, this is the debut for B Wills for this team, if I'm not wrong.
I believe you're correct. Their recent match did not feature him. They were playing with Nosrak and Rechi, which they are not playing with today. Oh, but I see Nosrak. Okay, I was a little confused there for a second, but
no, I think I got confused. I was like, I was talking about the final, like B Wills, like I think he replaced Moose.
You're correct.
Or am I wrong? Okay. Listen, NACS is crazy. Have you opened Liquipedia page of a couple of these teams? It's like never-ending lineup changes every couple of days.
I see Maniac's tweet today. He said he was doing some preparation on Rugrats, so he'll take a little look at some of the roster moves. He's like, well,
he gave up. He gave up. I was messaging him. Yeah, it makes like some of these roster changes make the Asian scene seem more stable, which is saying something. But.
Well, nothing will ever be as bad as the UK scene. They lose one BO3 and everyone's out of there. Well, Ryan getting one kill onto Nosrak. And, well, there's a kill from Exotic onto Ryan back. And now a 2v2. A 1 HP left here on Exotic and 30 seconds left. Shigsol's boosted up and he gets the lineup. 2 kills come through. And that is going to be so sick. Realize I just said Nosrak to Carson, by the way, but for 2 rounds in a row now.
Well, that's also because he spelt it as Nosrak. I don't know why people do that. Also, just throwing some shade to UKCS there, Dinka. I see what you're doing here.
Yeah, man. Of course you got to do it. I mean, when you got people like Mezzi getting to Cloud9, and you got Smoothie, and you got these UK players succeeding, you want to tell them that they're not doing it right, so they can be like that.
If there's any doubt, let's see if Dinka was Irish or not. There we go. Easy pickings towards mid. Junior switching up his position, playing from Cat. Exotic trying to hunt down the player towards B. And Rebirth. Is this like the first time they're actually trying to contest B? Does seem like it is. But yeah.
B-Wolves yet to post a kill. There it is. Finally. Draws blood for Triumph in an official match. onto Phantom. And well, we've got Exotic going down in the apartments. Penny making quick work of him. Penny for his thoughts, and you don't want to know them. And well, now we've got ourselves Carson and 4-Pack trying their best to figure out what they need to do. And B-Wolves is going to clean it up. 3 kills collected into the round. And that is the kind of round you want to see out of B-Wolves.
Yeah, but if an Eco Cobra there, but you know what? He'll take it. First 3 kills for him with his Triumph lineup. And that should be helping his confidence a little bit. Kind of a bit of a back and forth start we've seen here. Rebirth getting off to a great start, then Triumph winning that crazy round with the Deagles and whatnot. But I haven't really seen much from Rebirth apart from this these A takes, which have, I won't lie, been working in their favor. We have 3 players coming towards mid. We have Curry slowly sneaking towards underpass, and the lurk towards A Palace. Now the question is, are Triumph going to be aware of this? Even if they're not, doesn't really matter, Dinka, because look at it. 3 players towards A bomb side. They have Junior kind of being the rotator with the AWP. As I say that, Ryan's push up towards apartments again, Dinko. Look at how deep he is on the minimap. That's so much information being gained by Triumph. And they can now pretty much almost stack all 4 players towards the A jungle area.
I like that Ryan's not going too far. You know, too often do we see when you're given so much apps control that a lot of players will just continue to run through, but he makes the right decision just to sit there and wait for some further info, and it might just work out in his favor here. Ryan will get the kill on the aggressive play of Curry, and the attack into the A bomb site doesn't really work out for Rebirth. They finally get 1 kill. Now Carson pushes forward and takes down Junior. 4-Pack hitting the deck, and now it's a 2v3. 40 seconds left on this clock. A man advantage for Triumph, and the bomb, well, it's on the options to try and get planted on this B site and hold off this retake attempt coming out from Triumph. And Penny just swings on in on his own and takes the fight from short. He wins it, Blair, and now it's just Carson.
He knows where 2 of the players are. He is not aware of where Sheikh Zilla's going to be coming in from. So you're going to be seeing Ryan running on out, trying to be the bait, trying to pretend it's just 1 player, and a bit of a whiff spray there from Carson. Doesn't get a single kill. It's going to be a pretty comfortable retake for a Triumph. They have all the time in the world as well. The AWP will be retrieved for Mr. Junior. And Triumph are going to tie things up. Bear in mind, those of you tuning in, you can see on the corner of your screen left-hand side that this is a map which has been picked by Rebirth. And if it does go to Inferno, and if Rebirth's not able to take this map, Dinko, Triumph beat Liquid on an Inferno recently. So let that just sink in for a moment.
Yeah. And it's not like this Rebirth team have a very deep map pool, because they have 1 map they can play statistically. And then the rest are all very average, you know, below 50% win rate. So that's not exactly great when you look at the statistics coming into the match, and you know, basically look at some recent matchups between the 2 teams as well. Smokes up in towards the site. There's a couple of, it's just a standard execute coming in this time. Rebirth using the smokes to their advantage this time around, though. They're going to be charging down the stairs, trying to take these fights. No one's seen anybody. Finally, a kill comes in from Junior. Still blinded, runs away, running right after him. Exotic on the deagle takes him down. And what a crazy round this is so far. But Rebirth somehow are still alive inside of this A site.
Exotic with the AWP, Dingo. He could be problematic, or is he just going to run away with the gun? No, he's still going to holding towards Murder Hole, coming in from connected, the late jump. Wait, Curry's going to find Ryan in the meantime towards Sandwich and a bomb. Curry needs to be eliminated right now. The P comes in from 4-Pack. They're going to win this. There's no time remaining. Sheikh Zilla needs to get this kill. He's just dancing with 4-Pack, the dance macabre. 4-Pack's going to win that dance. I have no idea how Triumph have let that slip, Rebirth.
Man,
they got the bomb down.
That's just a scenario where you don't take the fights, you know? Like, the smokes are all down. The crazy thing is they just run at them. They just run at them, blood. They just give them so much space, it feels like.
I mean, kudos to Exotic as well for, you know, he hunted down Junior. He was getting maybe a little too hungry. Great flashbang from his teammate to enable him to get the kill. And then brilliant repositioning. He played so late. He waited and waited till short was clear. Then jumped up towards short, and then he gets a second kill as well. Great stuff from Rebirth, and also the trade on that bomb site. Just quick back and forth trades. But Triumph are going to be kind of kicking themselves in this. This is a round they should have won. And let it slip by. Carson's going to find Ryan. He's going to survive with 3 points of health. But you know what? They still have the man advantage, and they're going to be okay with that. As a 2B player is going to be peeling back, their major presence fell towards B, forcing Junior to be kind of set up in that market area and kind of leaving Sheikh Zula all by his lonesome towards A. And he might have to re-aggress here, and that's exactly what it's going to do towards Palace.
Getting some information back, getting some control back for the defensive side. Sheikh Zula pushes through Palace. Sees that it's clear, and this is going to be a lot of info, but I'd rather stick around in Palace right now instead of going this big flank, especially with no one actually in the side itself. But he's going to keep pushing forward and try and get around from on the ramp flank. Now, whether or not this will work out for him, I don't really know. No one's actually doing anything right now for Triumph on this A site. So Rebirth have just been able to walk on and get the plant. And now this flank has to really work out. No one's watching the backside. Finally, they turn around, but Sheikh Zula's quick on the headshot. Four-pack running, just drifting into his crosshair. What are you doing? And he will fall. B-Will's getting it done as well. And Curry now left alone in a 1v4. He's got the first headshot. Now he needs 3 more collected to line up nearly there, but Penny swings on by, and that's a round for Triumph.
Why would you just swing like that? I don't understand.
It was a little strange. It was a little strange, Blood. We'll take a look at it as well here. So Sheikh Zula gets that initial kill. He has an AWP here, and he decides to swing out with his Glock and try and take a fight against the M4. Now, he could have stayed in that corner. Now, do you expect the player to be close in the corner? Do you have teammates inside of the site that can look at ramp for you? Yes. Is that the right decision? No. That's what happened.
I mean, the Sheikh Zula wasn't even low, right? If he was low, I can completely understand why he'd be looking to take that fight. And I'm sure his teammate would convey, like, no damage or... I don't know. We're not privy to the comms, Dinko. But they have lost a round where they had a man advantage. And bomb was planted. There's going to be a hit coming in straight towards B. It's a buy round. They're going to be rushing straight on. And Curry drops onto the side, finds Ryan. And Penny's position is compromised, but Junior, he's just rattling off shots. Going to find 2. 4-pack's finally going to find Penny. It's a 3v3. 4-pack barely alive on 10 HP, but is going to find another kill. 4-pack making up for the previous round. Nade's going to be sailing on in. Not going to get the kill. And this retake is suddenly looking kind of rough here for the side of Triumph.
Sheikh Zula sitting back. He's going to pick up that AK and start to flee the scene. And yeah, we've just got a real back and forth scrappy game of Counter-Strike right now. It's very execute based. There's no sort of slow defaults coming in from these teams. It's set strats out of spawn. And I mean, it's been working out for them. It certainly has been. It's just this explosive style of play coming in from Rebirth. And I mean, if that's what you've got, if that's what's going to win you rounds, then I'm fair play. I enjoy that style of play. I think it's fun to watch. It's mental, but it is fun to watch.
It does remind me a lot of Asian Counter-Strike to a certain degree.
Blood's eye starts to shake, and he starts to have this little tick. He's like, hold on.
I've come full circle.
It's like Rebirth take their masks off, and it's Tyloo just looking at you. Well,
listen, man, it's 5 in the morning. I can't do this.
Yeah. Well, Triumph calling for a tactical timeout. They wanted to try and get things underway early on here. And I think, honestly, Triumph are going to be a little bit disappointed with how things have started. I don't think they're going to be feeling too comfortable right now. And to be honest, we expect kind of more out of Triumph, especially on the defensive side of Mirage. They haven't really been that consistent. And this is a very important round for them to pick up. They have to win this one. Otherwise, their money's in the bin. They're completely out of here in terms of the next few rounds. And we see Rebirth likely win the half. So this is a very important round coming up here for Triumph.
And honestly, it's not like they don't play Mirage at all. They have played it not too many times, like compared to, let's say, Inferno. But they do have a 3-2 win-loss record on this map in the past 3 months. So it's a map that Triumph are pretty familiar with, Junior, with the AWP. Oh, timing could be everything. Dinko's going to run away. And that flashback should be the tell. Ryan's going to walk straight on in to 3 AK-47s looking in this direction. That's going to force Junior to fall on back. However, after a couple of flashes, they're going to come walking on in straight 4-pack. And Curry, that's disastrous. They get the opening kill on towards the B apartments. And Sheikh Zula finds 2, finds 3. They're running on in one by one by one. And all of a sudden, Phantom and Exotic are left in a 2v4 4, and I am just left holding my hands. Sorry, holding my head in my hands and forgetting how to even speak, Dinko. What is
wow,
going
they've really got
on?
you. They've really broken you, Blah. You're holding your own hands. Now, that is impressive. But nonetheless, Exotic trying to fight into the B-bomb site. Junior finally getting a taste of what blood is like on this AWP in this server. 6-6. Triumph tie up the scoreline, and Sheikh Zula delivers some deadly kills. He traded out the AWP there at the end as well.
Look, I don't know what Fortback was thinking. I mean, yes, you have tried to, try to sell the B fake. You get the kill, throw a few flashes and smokes. But just expecting no one to be up close, just running out with the AWP alone with a teammate trailing by quite a distance, that's an interesting decision, Dinko. Let's put it that way. Let's be a bit more gentle.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair way to put it. But looking at the bigger picture right now, Triumph needed to win that round for their economy's sake. And, well, they've just let Carson walk out under the A bomb side. He's going in the sandwich. And he's taking down Sheikh Zula. He looks for the opening fight into jungle as well here. Pushing up into his triple. They're taking the fights. And B Wills with the headshot. The follow-up onto Carson as well. He saved this round, at least for the time being, because Fortpack just walked through the murder hole. Phantom from Connector as well. Ryan and Penny in a 2 versus 3. And Ryan trying his best to get this round over the line. Triumph, well, they are struggling to find consistency right now. This is the team that beat Team Liquid not so long ago. And now they are falling like flies. Rebirth, 7-6. They lose a round, but they come back swinging in the next. And that inconsistency, that back and forth, that never favors the CT side economy. And you can see how dire the situation is right now over there for Triumph.
Absolutely. I'm just surprised Ryan, he did aim towards CD spawn later on, but he seemed to be so unaware of the fact that Exotic was not towards CT, even though it got the kill. He picked up an AWP, but anyway, we can probably break that down later on in the post-map segment, Dinko. I'm going to be seeing a B hit coming on in, and they've pushed up from underpass, and Curry is pretty much trying to defend the bomb site alongside Phantom. He's going to be found by Junior. You can see the bomb immediately heading back towards the bomb site. Phantom stuck in the corner against 2 USPs. Make that an AK-47 Junior with the upgrade, but 4-pack staying alive here. It's going to cut off the rotation, Dinko, and this should still be the round for Rebirth, unless the huge flank by Penny from T-spawn actually works out.
Bomb has been planted.
Oh, 4-pack catching Ryan. Carson moving forward. Penny taking him down on the P250. And 4-pack falls in towards jungle. Time ticking. Triumph with a man advantage, but no kit in play. They're going to have to move quite quickly here. Exotic? Hello? He's got on the big flank through middle. This is ballsy or stupid. One of the two. We'll see what the outcome brings. He's taking his time. You got to stick the defuse. You're throwing a smoke onto it. Just stick the defuse. This is giving time for the lineup, and the spray through the smoke. He gets 2. Oh, Rebirth. That round is so damn close. But Exotic, he is given so much time on that big flank.
I guess you also knew, see, that these sort of plays, it's either 9,000 IQ or like 20 IQ. And in this case, I think that was the right call. I mean, he could have played it multiple other ways, but I guess the fact that they were on an eco, it was very unlikely they would have any kits, gave him the confidence to go for the long flank, and of course he lines it up perfectly. Well played from Exotic. Well played indeed. As one by one they come running into Junior's AWP, Dinko.
Triumph, of course, come back swinging in the next round. 2 kills picked up for Junior to start things off, and they look to try and get 7 rounds at the half here. It's pretty scrappy affair, all things considered, but looks like we're going to get a clean round to close out this half. Carson and Curry, the last 2 remaining players, they're going to have to do a lot here. This is the kind of plays I wanted to see from Junior. When I got to see that we're going to be casting Junior, I was excited. I was excited to see him tear it up on the server. He's starting to do that now. He's got a couple of kills here picked up in this one, and now it is just Carson left alone in a 1v5. A lot of work to do here. Stuck in spawn. They're all encroaching on his position. Utility even coming in here as well. Carson has What is that smoke? There's absolutely no chance here, but nonetheless, a comical smoke to close out the half. It's Triumph falling behind. Rebirth lead the way going into the second half.
When you wake up in the morning, you see a better day. You see a better day. You could be a risk taker tonight. You can change the world without a fight. You can choose the possible. Just make a wish, boy, watch it grow, watch it grow. Say the answer. You can let it go. Make a wish, boy, let it go. Hope to heaven before you're old.
Rebirth lead the way. It's 7 at the half, as close as you can get it, but a lot of strange rounds coming in that first half, very back and forth. Rebirth had this explosive style of Counter-Strike coming in, but it isn't the prettiest Counter-Strike. It isn't the most consistent Counter-Strike, but clearly by the scoreline, it was effective.
It was effective. I mean, taking the lead going to the second half of your map pick, considering that you are the underdogs in this matchup. Let's not pretend they're not. But I also feel like Triumph's CD side was a bit confusing. Exotic taking the fight. They're trying to be aggressive. A little weird. And Penny just comes barreling straight out with a USP. B Wills catches Phantom, just caught looking the wrong way. And one by one, they're starting to fall just like flies. Until Curry needs to go big. But it's going to be flushed down as Carson's going to be left alone. This was another strange round, Nico. Like, one by one, they just walk on in, and these duels, like, it's unfavorable being out in the open, getting easily distracted. I won't lie. It's a little jarring after the first game we casted today.
Oh yeah, there's certainly a contrast in how the two regions approach Counter-Strike. You know, we've come from Complexity, who are a top 20 team in the world, very, very solid in terms of always consistently playing against these top teams. But when you come to Rebirth and Triumph, right, these guys have been in this sort of little echo chamber of North American teams, and they've just kind of been battling against each other the entire year, right? So what can you do when someone knows exactly what you're going to do every single round, right? You can't
100%.
do the same thing over and over again. So you got to play a little bit crazy, a little bit wild, and I think that's what that first half contained.
Absolutely. I guess like Harry, well, at least Harry did warn me that I'm in for some interesting times. But you know what? I've been forged in the flames and fires of Asian Counter-Strike. So this is almost like a homecoming, just more a different continent. That's all. Shigzilla waiting patiently. I'm gonna line up for him, Dinko. Nice spray there. Finds a both of them. Money, money, money. 3k for the Mac 10, and it's gonna be exotic left alone. Bear in mind, this was a forced investment for Rebirth. It wasn't a full eco. They have the Deagles and the Kevlar. And unfortunately, Dinko, they're not gonna get anything out of it unless exotic pulls off something truly miraculous.
Well, he's got to do something wild here with the Deagle. He looks up and towards the apartment. It's exotic looking to rattle these shots off, and B Wills coming in with a Galil secures victory in the round for Triumph. They get the win over the line, and we take a look at what Rebirth have got coming into this one, and it's not going to be a whole lot, but Curry has invested in a Deagle and armor. Now, I don't really like the armor purchase. I'm going to be honest. I would have liked to have just seen the Deagle be pulled into play, and that's all that they bring to the server in this one. I want to see as much money get pulled out early for Rebirth as possible, and making this decision is not going to allow for that going into the next one.
Yeah, that is a bit suspect. Although we do seem to have technical issue.
I think a player disconnected. I think I've seen a player from Rebirth just kind of disappear out of their spawn as we transition to these cam paths. So hopefully we get him back into the server as quickly as possible, because we want to get this game underway, because this was high octane. This was certainly high octane. A lot of action being done. And we have to shout out the DreamHack production guys. But you know, we're not even onto the second map of this series,
so
right? They've been working all day long. So
I know.
shout out to everyone making the show possible behind the scenes.
I've just been complaining, oh my god, like 2 games back to back. Look at me, I haven't had a chance to like make a cup of coffee, Dinko. And production's just been like quietly like, look at this whiny.
Yeah, they've got your face on a dartboard right now, blah. They're having so fun.
Screw this guy complaining about his.
And
cup
that's
of
from
coffee.
the last event. But right now we're looking at this matchup, blah, and I feel like Triumph. I feel like there's an inevitability that at some point there will be a moment where this team kind of click into gear. And I feel like this team will eventually be on the road to just dominating Rebirth. I just feel like this team have a little bit more class about them. You know, Shigzall's a good in-game leader. We've got Junior who's great on the AWP. We've got some supportive elements. We've got pieces here for this Triumph team. Whereas over on Rebirth, it really does feel like it's everyone can kill, so rush into an A-bomb site. You know, I don't really know how solved that's going to be on a deeper level in terms of taking a look at different maps other than Mirage.
Well, we're finding out soon, though. Oh, this should be a pretty comfortable mop-up. However, unless, like you said, this investment from Curry, not necessarily a big fan. You know, just kind of hampering yourself for the next round when you really do have a buy. They've gone for the full stack. I want to see what Triumph's got on the T side. C side wasn't too impressive. You can see clearly that they had some problems with the way they were holding the sites. They've gone for the right gamble, Dinko. They're going to be walking onto an empty free B bomb site, and that's going to be Triumph getting round number 10.
Oh, a penny. Lee is trying his best here to take that fight into one window, but Shigzilla on the Mac 10 starting to run down the defense. Curry trying to flee the scene and around the corner into lots of USPs. It's Phantom picking up Shigzilla. You can see the laughing going in there for Shigzilla, knowing it just, he picks one player, then 3 appear.
It is a bit terrifying, Penny.
Did you see
he's so
player
paranoid.
caps? This is the most entertainment I've had, is just looking at the player cams right now of Triumph and just watching them scream, literally scream as they go around corners. I would love to be in the comms right now.
Yes. Oh. I won't lie. Like I said, it's pretty early in the morning for me right now because of the time zones and everything. And we had that epic game between Ents and Complexity, right?
Yeah.
I feel like this game is perfect right now for me, personally.
Yeah, it's a kick back and relax and really enjoy what you're seeing right now. And early stages of the North American tournament, there's a lot of prize money on the line for these two teams, but you know, they really are trying to reinvent the wheel every tournament they come into, Blah, because they have played against each other so much.
I know, but there's no EG, there's no Furia, there's no Liquid, right? This would be potentially the best
smoke,
time for these teams to get it. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Was it a T-smoke just smoking off the Molotov, perhaps?
I really don't know, but if that was a CT smoke, I'm a little bit mad.
Oh, I love this play from Carson, though.
This is really
And
nice.
nade as well. And nade as well, just to fake out the fact that there's no one nearby. Well done.
Yeah, that's really good from Carson. That's the big kill to find as well. Now 4v4. Triumph are going to look into this A bomb side. They're going to start sending these players forward. 4Pack trying to do his best. Exotic on the double kill. They don't check the corner, and he will deliver too. They were distracted by the player behind Triple, and Exotic will do well to find 2 kills there. Couldn't fall away, so Junior inevitably will find the trade kill. Well, now we're into a 2v2. Will it be Triumph hitting 11, or will Carson get something done here? Swings out into the open. Junior caught, and now Penny trying his best in this 1v2. Oh, he's got one, and he goes back to spawn, nearly lining up Phantom, but it will be the round nonetheless picked up by Rebirth. And damn, these rounds are so close.
So very close, and the money though, Dinko, the money. Despite the fact they win the round, one player survives. In the meanwhile, if you look at the cash for Triumph, they're rich. They're rich as hell. And Rebirth, despite winning the round, they have the op save, 2 MP9s, an M4 of FMAS. At least decent chunk of utility. I'm happy that they've opted to prioritize the Molotovs and smokes and whatnot rather than just go for the rifles, which is something I'm a fan of. Junior spots out the player though, and Carlton's in a bit of a pickle. He's gonna use a smoke to make his escape. It's Curry. Oh no, that's unfortunate, Dinko. That's so unfortunate. The range of that gun is not gonna be enough for the AK-47, but Exotic was gonna get the trade, but B-Will's ready. With 4v3, man advantage for Triumph.
4Pack holding in behind Triple. Barrel spotted. Knows the players on the left side. Kills the one on the right. Now goes back for a second kill. He won't be able to line it up. And he goes and gets it. Somehow he lands that shot before death. Junior comes in with a follow-up kill, but it's still a 2v2. Triumph looking to edge out this round. Phantom held back behind the incendiary grenade, and he's held all the way back as the follow-up flash will come through, trying to reposition, but Junior just caught in the open. And that does leave B Wills in a very difficult clutch now. 2 flashes, incendiary on top of his position, a follow-up Molotov to prevent the push forward, and another one, and all the fire is just going into B Wills right now. Nothing he can do. That is just ridiculous. 10-10 on the board.
B Wills must have been bewildered with like the number of Molotovs being
He's like,
tossed
where are
in.
you coming from? Someone's got a Batman belt.
Also, I'm just like, I know he got 2 kills there, Dinko, from Ticket, but 4Pack just re-peeking again and again with an op, just rusting my jimmies a little bit there, but you know what? They win the round. And they do a little bit better than the previous round. They actually keep 2 players alive, but that doesn't make much of a difference because the money is still quite atrocious for the side of Rebirth. And Triumph, again, like I said, money for days. Got the bomb down as well. This nade could be massive, Dinko. That could do a lot of damage. Look at that. Almost. I think it was 80 points of damage. 70 points of damage, rather. 70? 80? Somewhere around there. Just with the one nade.
Definitely got the value for money out of that thing. 10-10 on the board. A bit of a slower round. Something that's not exactly common. I love how we're saying a round that's still got 1 minute and 10 seconds left. A bit of a slower round, but certainly is in comparison to what we've seen so far. Out of these two teams, it's been pretty wild. Walk out through middle. It's going to be Wills, B Wills, out mid here alongside Junior. And they're going to start walking up through the short position, holding down this window. And they've given a lot of map control up here, the CT side. Now we can just see Triumph split into the B bomb side immediately. And there's not a whole lot of info picked up until this point. Carson tries to hold on. He'll go down without a fight. Not a single kill. And now Phantom trying his best to stand tall. And it's just one for him. Curry desperately runs in, but only one. And that's a story that will continue for Rebirth. One kill. I mean, it's still a 3v2, and that's not the play. They will be losing this round.
Still going for an exotic. He's feeling it. Walks on out. Oh, and Shakezilla spots him at the edge of the smoke. I can kind of see why 4-pack want to take that fight, but
it's just not a good play though. Black.
Such a low person
the lack
play.
of chance to win that is just it's unreal.
I would have just saved. Like, look at the money. Those 2 guns are going to come in real handy.
Like, even if he gets 1 kill, what's the likelihood of him being immediately traded? It's almost 100%, right? You just have 1 player bench, 1 player in the car as well. Saving the open of this round would have made this a viable round that they could have possibly won. But yeah, I feel like it's all about just taking fights here in this region. And I mean, it's exciting to watch. So there's that.
Yeah, that's the excuse I use for Tyloo and VG all the time. It's fun to see different teams in different regions having that particular phrase applied to. Rebirth, they do have enough money that they will be able to eke out a buy in the next round. Although, even then, it's not going to be that fantastic, Dinko. It's going to have to be a few weaker rifles coming out just to get the utility. Well, we do see Triumph just waiting for any aggression from Rebirth. It's not going to be taking place. Ryan just waiting patiently as Triumph will now slowly creep up towards the A bomb side where, well, basically going to find it empty. It's going to be a free plant and should be a free round as well.
Ryan looking for these kills. Flashpoint's going to pop off the window, and he needs to make a little bit of space here for his team. Got to figure out how he can topple a couple of these pistols. He would be walking into a bit of a stack. Luckily, the rest of his team are making this play on the A side, clearing everything. Still using up all the nades, of course, but they don't know that there's no reason to do so. All of the remaining players from Rebirth were over on B. When the bomb goes down, B Will's checking out, taking down Curry, taking a chance on the second one up short here as well. And Phantom left alone with a P250 will be picked off. Shakezilla taking him away. 12 to 10 on the board, and Triumph are 4 away from taking Mirage away from Rebirth. Now, this is a bit of a problem. You know, if there's any chance of Rebirth winning the series, I think it just always involves Mirage going their way. If they lose Mirage Blood, their chances of doing anything in this series kind of fall below 0. Or pretty close.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I have to agree with you on that. Like, Inferno is, I believe, firmly Triumph's playground. We do have a tactical timer getting called by Triumph. Triumph, knowing that Rebirth will now have the buy. This is going to be very, very important round for Rebirth. If they manage to win this, they still aren't safe yet, but at least the beginning of something. But if Triumph manage to win this round, again, it's going to be like a light investment for Rebirth, and it's an opportunity for Triumph to get to round number 14. And from then on, there's not much margin for error for the underdogs here. So it is their map pick. And like you said, Dinko, if they don't win this, the chances of taking a series is pretty much gonna just dissipate in the air. 4-pack. Trying to find something towards short. It's very, very ballsy from the man. Flashback's going to force him back. You can clearly see how much more prepared Triumph are, even though this map is not their pick. With the smoke preventing 4-pack's gonna come creeping around the corner, is gonna find Junior. But I like how they use the smoke to like basically prevent 4-pack from really getting any vision. They use the flashbacks. That's something that Rebirth didn't do on their T side, Nico, if you remember. How Junior was able to get like a couple of free kills towards top mid.
Yeah. It's definitely exciting. I think 4-pack is the most exciting thing about this team. I think Rebirth got a good player in the form of 4-pack. Talking to Hugo about this, or maybe it was Harry, just kind of having a discussion before this. And he's just run into his own Molotov. Oh, he's gone and done it. 1G in the chat, please. And now we look at 50 seconds left on this clock. Triumph have lost 2 players, and there is absolutely No way. Rebirth will be complaining about that one. Curry's down to 40.
He knew he was low. He knew he was low and he still runs on in. Shake Zilla, though, this guy's been a beast. Good for one, Dinko. But yeah, this is looking nigh unwinnable for the side of Triumph. Penny! Why have you done that?
Well, I guess he just thought it would fade away maybe quicker than he thought he would run into it. I have no idea. We'll get to see that again probably in this replay. But 4-pack, yeah, very quick play. That's a very common start to a round. And yeah, maybe he thought it was starting to fade away, or maybe he thought there was a bit of a gap to run with.
He had to take that fight though, and he waited for the flash. I agree with you. I think the flames he just got the timing off by like half a second or something.
Yeah,
it's all forgiven, Penny. My bad.
So this short peek that the 4-pack's been doing, I really like it. I think pretty much every AWPer in the world kind of utilizes that, whether once or twice or maybe even a few times in the series, because it's just so solid to get that opening kill. Especially if a team is throwing that top mid smoke, because you have that little gap on the smoke on the left side. You can catch the players crossing, thinking they're safe to get across behind the boxes, and then you take them down. So I think that's a very solid position, and obviously 4-pack setting himself up for success in doing it. Changed it up this time. They've got the double up setup in play, and 4-pack is in the apartments this time, as Ryan's the bomb carrier, and he's at the very front. He throws the bomb away. 4-pack is holding, just waiting for this peek around the corner. Blind, the flash is perfect.
He holds the line, Dinko. Hope trying to time the shot instead of just fading away. Phantom at least good for the reply. Nade's gonna be sailing on in. Is gonna do a lot of damage. I believe it was a dink and the orb of spray, and Phantom is single-handedly shutting it down. 4K for him, and Junior's now left wondering what the hell just happened to his team. What a hole by Phantom.
Yeah, man, he's 2 HP and he's just shut down everybody in the apartments. That's absolutely huge from Phantom. Now it's just Junior. Like you said, asking how the hell he's in this situation. It was all going so well. We got the initial kill. The flash was perfect. But then Phantom said no. Curry shuts down Junior. And 12-12, Triumph are getting toyed with right now, to be honest. You know, they get that initial kill, but everything after that was horrible. That push into the B-bomb site was non-existent, right? They hadn't got the utility in the right place. They couldn't neutralize one player playing beneath the window. That should be a position, you know, there's no cover there. It is a little bit difficult, you know, coming over and peering down that headshot angle, but 12-12, right now, we're looking at Triumph kind of crumbling and Rebirth potentially taking map number 1. If they keep this up.
I like the little suffix in the end there, Dinko. So if they keep it up, I think that's been a problem for both teams, right? You have a couple of rounds where they win super convincingly, they steal it away, and then you just completely crap the bed. And it's not just Rebirth, it's Triumph as well. But they have, however, managed to finally dissipate the money for Triumph, forcing them to use the pistols. I'm gonna walk and mix over there. This Curry finds Junior, that's a bomb out, and in that little window, B Wills has snuck his way in. Not for long, though.
Yeah, you just kind of hope that the pistols can somehow get close quarters with everybody and just create enough chaos to walk away with a round win. But unfortunately for Triumph, that will not happen. And we've seen a couple of rounds in the first half, actually, that Rebirth did well. It was just creating such a smoke shield on the A bomb site and allowing those pistols just to charge in and get real close to the players. You know, just run over the top of Tetris, straight down the stairs, get into jungle. And I think if you're ever going to have success in this kind of game, that's where those pistols need to show up. They need to be close, up and personal, and taking those quick fights. B Wills is very quick, though, in this round, Blair. He's already at bottom connector.
He is. And 4-pack's waiting for him on the other side of the smoke. Should be careful, spots the feet, but doesn't quite land the shot. Oh, that reposition with Sheikh Zola. He read 4-pack like an open book, and 4-pack getting a little too overeager, I feel like. Gets taken down once more, Dinko. This gap in the smoke. Penny, he got a kill earlier from this very same position. Unfortunately for him this time around, there's no one who's going to present himself to get a kill. Penny slowly creeping up. Exotic has... And he spots a player out, and Carson! Why has he done that? Like, there was no queue. And I mean, Palace is empty, but that doesn't guarantee there's no one who could potentially be sneaking out there. And he actually walks out even without his gun. Great flashbang. Curry forced back, double Molotov. Sorry, single Molotov and a flash, but the position of Exotic Dinko.
Oh, he's gonna miss the first shot, but he gets the second opportunity, Blood. Now there's a real chance as we'll touch back on what happened in that this round right after it concludes, because right now it's the end of the road. Right now looking like Triumph have locked themselves in the round win. Curry's trying his best running forward. He's got this AWP. Smoke's gonna go down onto the bomb. They're going to try and stick this defuse through the smoke. Curry, another missed shot on the picked up op, and Rebirth trying to steal it away through the smoke. Phantom will go down, and it's Triumph with 13 rounds added to the tally.
I'm so confused as to some of the decisions being made by Rebirth. I like the re-aggression from Exotic towards Palace Dingo, but then Carson just creeping out there, not even cognizant of the fact that someone could potentially be waiting for him towards Tetris. It's just comedy of errors, but Penny, fantastic. Oh, Junior spots the foot and takes a shot a little too early. Because of that, Curry is going to get the kill onto Penny. It's a very crucial opening kill. And a man advantage early on for Rebirth.
We've seen today in the previous game we casted a lot of rounds with the man deficit be pulled back. We'll see if Triumph can do what Ents could earlier. 1 minute and 7 seconds left in play, and these smokes at the ready. It's going to be a very clean execute into this B-bomb. So if these smokes land correctly, this should be a down in for Catwalk. The two archers should be smoked off, but one hit the roof, Blair. One didn't go over the top. You can see none of them landing. They're all stuck on the roof. None of them go down into the site, and that means they just gotta run on in. Oh, they messed this round up terribly. And not a single kill either. Oh, that's one they'll forget. Oh, 1 minute, but the other one eventually came down.
Curry took 1 point of damage. That's it. That's the entire damage Rebirth took as a team. Winning this round was imperative for Rebirth to kind of like seal the deal here, because the money is broken at the moment for the side of Triumph. They will have to go for an eco. Hero AK-47 in the mix though from Penny, which is fair. And they're gonna come charging on in 4-pack. He loves taking his duels, and they're just gonna feed him. And with this, Rebirth, they would have guaranteed overtime, Dinko, at the very bare minimum.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
And they might just win it, honestly, because Triumph are not looking well versed on this map whatsoever. This has been dire for Triumph, to be honest. 15-13, Rebirth, they, I would say, limped through the T side as well. Even though they came out on top, it wasn't the most fantastic half from them. It was very simple Counter-Strike, just smokes down, execute in. Triumph should have won way more rounds. Junior is currently negative. He's 16-17. You know, and this is he was on the defensive side of Mirage for quite some time and didn't really pop off for that AWP to the level we want to see from him. But it all comes down to this play. Buy versus buy. Will Rebirth win 16-13 on Mirage, or will we head to another round?
Well, I want to see more rounds. I love that chaos. Carson spots out Penny. The bomb is at his feet. And they're getting picked apart, Dinko. This is going to be it. The Wills is going to be the last one left standing. The new player on the block for Triumph. There's nothing he can do. Rebirth! They take map number 1. We're seeing upsets everywhere. We saw Rugrats take them chaos on their map pick. And now we're seeing Curry getting a bit of vengeance over his old team as well, Dinko.
Yeah, he's hyped up. Look at that. He's very excited about that map win, and so he should be. Rebirth will take map number 1. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do heading into the second. The problem is, Blood, when we take a look at this, you know, statistically it doesn't look great for them. But then again, we expected a much better performance out of Triumph, and it didn't really deliver. I was expecting, you know, okay, maybe a bit of a slow start. Eventually, though, the penny will drop and they'll win, but they didn't get it done.
Didn't get it done. It's unfortunate for them, but it's going to be Inferno coming up. And that's the map they beat Liquid on. It's a map that they're very, very comfortable on. It's their most played map. They also have the best win rate on it as well. So despite this win on map number 1 for the side of Rebirth, I don't think it's going to be quite done yet. I don't see them winning Inferno in any way whatsoever. I'm expecting a map 3 coming out here.
Yeah, I really feel like it's going to be map number 3. I don't think Rebirth showed us anything spectacular on this map, but then again, nor did Triumph. Too many missed executes, too many missed nades, and a lack of nade usage a lot of the time. How many times where they were just looking good in a round and then it all just fell apart? You know, they get that opening kill towards the B apartments. They start running in, trying to filter through, and they end up falling to one player. It's just not good enough right now for Triumph, and they've got to change that up going into this next map. And they got to focus up. We know they're a team that have a good caliber. They're a team that want to make the grand final of this event, if not win it. And right now, this is a team that are looking pretty rough.
It is looking a little shaky right now. That's not a start they're looking for. But then again, the other favorites in this tournament, Chaos losing their map, losing the first map as well. So I guess that's the way it is in NACS right now, considering that the big dogs aren't playing right now. There's no EG, there's no Liquid, there's no Furia. So there's an opportunity for these teams to kind of get the win. But like you said, it's the same old teams playing against each other all the time. They kind of know those little things, and it gets messy. It's these domestic matchups. It does tend to get messy. And I feel like it's going to get messier.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to breaking this one down. We'll be doing that after the break, so make sure you don't go anywhere. Triumph take a loss on map number 1. A bit of an upset coming through. It's a day of upsets here at DreamHack Masters Winter. And we kick things off in NA with some upsets as well. The Rugrats over at the mainstream getting a win early on against Chaos. And now Rebirth doing the same. And this is looking real good right now for Rebirth, right? We talked about a world in which they can win this series. And it only looks good if it's with this Mirage pickup. I feel like if they're going to win it, Blood, they got to do it in 2.
They have to do it in 2. But Inferno, I gotta say, I have to put my analyst hat back on, my cap back on, and I gotta say, I don't see a world where it is gonna be, you know, the map going the way of Rebirth. I feel like Triumph's gonna take Inferno, unless B-Will's coming into this lineup. You know, they've made a few switches, maybe they're trying a few things out. That could be a potential thing that could be exploited, but still, I doubt it. Because Inferno as a map as long as you're good on it, as long as you have a system, you can just slot anyone in and you could still make the system work. So I believe you're going to be seeing a 3-mapper here, but hey, I could be wrong. We did say this could be a 2-0, and look at us now.
Yeah, the problem was for me the individual form wasn't really there, to be honest, coming in for the Triumph guys. When you take a look at Junior, I expected much more output from him on that defensive side, all being on Mirage. He didn't really do a whole lot. Didn't really do a whole lot the entire game, to be honest. So I was really hoping that I get to see more out of him, considering we know how good he can be. We've seen all the highlights. We get our chance. He doesn't really show up, and it wasn't just Junior, but he is one of the players you look at the most. It was a couple of strange plays obviously coming in there from Triumph. You know, the missed execute into the B bomb site, the smokes landing on the roof. I mean, the Penny running through the Molotov, a couple of strange peaks. But I think honestly, they need to tighten the ship up going into Inferno. And right now, they are still the favorite team to win this series. We definitely even talked about how Rebirth can literally only play Mirage according to statistics. But honestly, Rebirth looking okay. I'm not going to say they look fantastic, because I mean, the whole game plan was just be very quick, high octane, no matter where you go. And that was fun to watch, but it wasn't exactly the most clean Counter-Strike.
It was entertaining for sure. And one player I want to highlight as well as 4Pack, the number of times he just goes with his re-peaks again and again. I'm like, I'm cringing deep down inside. Stop it, just fall back, fall back to a safer angle. But he goes for it, and guess what? He top frags in a server, tied up with Shigzilla. It's interesting. He's on 23 kills. No one on his team hits 20. On the other side for Triumph, we have Shigzilla and Ryan both tied on 23 kills apiece. Despite that, despite looking like Triumph are out-fragging a Rebirth at times, they take the L.
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of questionable situations coming in from both teams, but I'm looking forward to getting into this next one, Blair. What are your thoughts overall going into this next one? Do you think it's going to be a close affair, or do you feel like this one's going to be another lock-in for Triumph? Back to normality, should we say?
I feel I feel it's going to be Triumph, but I don't think it's going to be close. Looking at the way they're playing on Mirage doesn't give me too much hope of us seeing some clinical CS. But you know what? Like we said, it's going to be entertaining for sure.
Well, I'm looking forward to getting into it, and that means we've got to go to a short break. But when we return, we'll have that next map ready for you. Inferno coming up after the break.